Baltic states are very business friendly because we started basically in the 90s. We didn't have anything, and we had the freedom to build up our laws from the scratch. And especially Estonia was lucky that our prime minister at that time was very young. He was in the 30 something. He was very liberal, and he was not afraid to do very many reforms. We're still very proud that our tax system in Estonia, and also similar in Latvia, is very small. It's very straightforward. There's only flat taxes everywhere, and it really helps that making a business is very easy here. Like in Estonia, you can start new company with just clicking some buttons in internet. It's 2-3 minutes. So in overall, we as a Baltics are more and more entrepreneurs. We are governments are really trying to push people to companies, and I think that we have been successful. Estonia e-Residency program basically is exactly trying to motivate people from other countries, from EU or non-EU, so they should have access to our government services. Estonia has digitalized almost every government service. If I'm doing my tax report annually, I have this already prepared in internet. I log in, I just click buttons. It will take me only 4 or 5 minutes, and it's done. And the e-Residency program is exactly that, to motivate other people who want to go here to Estonia, open company and other things. So you can run your company digitally through internet. And now we're also working with one thing that we have now new law in the process, which in the future will allow people to open bank account remotely using video, which means that we have some software already, which is trying to really understand that this person who is applying for the bank account is really that person, and there are very cool things which are developing now. And also, e-Residency program is everybody can apply, but we have basically police is looking all of the information which we can find from different sources, and actually you will get e-Residency only if you are not criminal, if you have clean record and so on. So it will take usually few weeks as far as I know. And actually because of Brexit and all of other things which are happening worldwide, actually the interest is growing because you will get access to the European Union, the thing, and if you have company in Estonia, it can freely work in the many countries. As I said, it's pretty easy to run company in Estonia. I would say that in Baltics, startup and especially IT is booming, but if you look more closely, then Estonia is most active in that area because we had Skype, and this really helped us really make biggest change. It basically made the change in our mind. We started to believe that we can really start companies here, that we can build company to the global market with which value is several billions from tiny country. And this Skype helped kick out so many other stories, we have TransferWise, which is now valued also for the 1 billion. My own company is also very big. It's Pipedrive. It's the best B2B startup from Europe already. We have clients in 170 countries, so I can go to any country and see my clients. But we have also so not only business-to-business startups, but we have many areas even some companies doing bikes. There are some companies which is launching hardware and so on. So it's pretty diverse. And as we are so small, all of us, Estonia, 1.3 million people and so on, then we don't have too much industries. We don't have those old huge corporations and so on. So in that sense, the funny story is, in Estonia already, the richest person by Forbes is IT guy, the guy who launched one startup. Tax is pretty low. In Estonia, companies, and this should be one of the only EU countries, we don't have corporate profit tax. So if you earn profit and you are reinvesting, you don't pay tax from that. VAT is 20, depending on the Baltic states, a little bit up and down. Okay, the things which is a bit higher, I would say, is social tax. So you would pay for your Medicare and so on. And individual taxes are also around 20. So the company taxes are, I would say, low, but the salary taxes, payroll taxes is in the average. But again, as this is our average salary in Estonia, net salary is 1,000, then again, you can still hire here great specialist with the great salary, not too high, not too low. So we don't anymore beat with the low like salary. This is not the question. But you know what I love in Estonia and in Baltics, that you can find very hardworking people, and I think that they are producing very much like very great results. In my company, in Pipedrive, we have people from 20 countries already working in Estonia, in Tallinn office. And you know what is interesting? If someone is ready to move from so cold country with so bad climate, they are hardworking. So it's kind of filtering out lazy people, you know. So that's the good thing. I would say that, if you look one thing, if you look how many startups we have per GDP, how many startups we have per our number of people, so we are leading. In the world there are 3 countries: US, Israel, and Estonia. Those are top 3, because as we have only 1.3 million people, from that number we have now more than 300 startups. We have tens of startups which are valued more than tens and millions. So in that sense, I truly believe that we are a great example. But again, this is all complex. This is human capital. This is what the education we have, how open we are. Estonia changed the law recently, that IT companies can much easier hire talent from outside of EU. Before it was complex. Now it will take maybe 5-6 weeks and all paperwork is done. If you pay great salaries and I would also say, I'm very proud that our governments, not only in Estonia but in Latvia and a little bit also in Sweden, are very startup friendly. In Latvia, just say basically approved a few weeks ago startup law, which basically makes some tax reductions for the startups. In Estonia, we're still discussing, but we are also in the process of doing startup visa. So making special visas that if you apply e-Residency, it will not give you permission to live in Estonia. It will just give access to our services. But now we are working in solutions that we would have startup visas that you can apply for startup visa, and if you have real startup and you are a real startup entrepreneur, you can fly from non-EU and live in Estonia. So that's we are leading. So, if you're small countries and you can make changes much faster, and so far it has paid off. I'm very happy that today, even in these conferences, people are talking about blockchain and Bitcoin, and so Air Baltic is the first airline who is accepting already Bitcoin payments. So in that sense, I would say that there is definitely blockchain is here. It will be forever here. Even in Estonia, we have no possibility that you can not only invest, but you can also have aftermarket of startup shares in the blockchain already. So in that sense, this is just a question when this will go beyond the IT and will be more and more every people's life. The main question is how easy is to use that. So I would believe that the problem is indeed that the blockchain as a technology is here. There are so many different coins, The Bitcoin definitely is have maybe 80%, 90% of the market. There's definitely some changes, but I would say that this is trend which is growing, and I would say that in the future, after some years, I'm very sure that even usual people can use this, and it will make everything cheaper and easier, because this is one currency which is not so much regulated by governments, independent. So I actually is a big believer on those changes.